Coming up, I cleaned the car with my finger. I tell you how much I spent on this restoration. We drive the Nürburgring.
Oh yeah, there we go.
And finally, I eat a fruit yogurt. Welcome back to what is the final episode of Project Dubai. That's right, long time has passed since the 7 Series ended up in my stewardship, and we are coming to the end of the journey with its restoration. In the previous part, bumpers and side skirts were removed and dropped off to be repainted. Now we are starting with exterior cleanup and then paint correction. I'm using an all-purpose cleaner and brushes to agitate and remove remnants of the desert that reside behind bumpers. And now on to paint correction. Before we get into this, I just like to say that I'm not Larry Cosilla and I don't enjoy polishing that much. It's insanely labor intensive and time consuming to get it right, and I have much respect for professional detailers. With that said, I've done few paint corrections successfully and I have a good understanding of what I'm doing. But if you want to learn more about detailing, I highly recommend MONYC channel. I've tried various products over the years, but I always found that for me, Meguiar's 105 and 205 work easiest and quickest with great results. That's what I'm using here, along with DA polisher, a bunch of polishing pads, and microfiber towels. Also air compressor for blowing out the pads and paint thickness gauge. As this is 20-year-old original paint, I want to make it nice and shiny again, that it really pops, but the biggest priority here is to preserve the paint. I was very cautious not to dig too deep through the clear coat, even if that meant leaving some of the minor imperfections alone. After finding the right technique that works, I stuck with it and just went to town. I did quickly realize that in order to get the finish to 100%, I need to wet sand the entire car and get really aggressive with cutting. But that was not an option, as having thicker clear coat was far more important. It was going very slow, and I had to use different pads where needed and do numerous slow passes to remove swirls and scratches. And when all said and done, I was able to remove 80 to 90% of imperfections from the paint and still have a strong and thick clear coat, so I was very happy with that. It was just a few minutes for you, but in reality it took me 4 long and exhausting days to do paint correction and final polish of the whole car. I'm ready to never see that DA polisher again. Now it's time to protect the paint. I pulled the car outside and used compressed air to blow off dust and debris. For long-lasting protection, I'm applying ceramic coating. First, I'm preparing the surface using 10 to 15% IPA mixed with distilled water. The application is rather simple. Apply with a supplied microfiber cloth in small sections. Wait a little bit and wipe off. That was done on the entire car. For the next 28 to 48 hours, the paint mustn't come in contact with water, and I left it indoors for the following 7 days as recommended by the manufacturer to get the strongest protection and coating to fully cure. The window trim also needed a bit of loving. So it too was polished to mirror finish. And with that, freshly repainted parts came back from the body shop, so it's reassembly time. Alright, time to reinstall freshly painted side skirt. Here's the left one. I replaced all of the clips. These are the new ones. Nice. It's macaroni. So now I have a new bag of clips that go underneath. For example, there. The door trim is not supposed to be in the body color, so I discarded the old ones and sourced these used ones that received a quick coat of semi-gloss paint. Time to put them back on the car. We're gonna start with the tiny one and now the big one. Nice and easy. These are looking lovely, by the way. So new OEM side blinkers, made in EU. Excellent. Clear ones, of course. But let's pop this one in first. Pretty damn perfect. And the new blinker. Perfect fitment. I believe this one goes here. And I'm instantly wrong. Maybe like that. Should snap into place. So this one just slides in. Should have used silicone spray, so I'm gonna pull it back and do that. Oh yeah, a million times easier. Yep. Two bunch. Come back. It's about perfect, I think. Yep. Perfecto. So the bumper is back from the painter and he did a great job. It's looking lovely, and I already reassembled all of the trim, grills, and everything behind it, and I already tested the headlight washers, so this is ready to go back on the car. This is the pile of old junk. The old bumper, it's going into dumpster because it's broken in several places, and also off camera I replaced fender liners because these are a bit crusty and broken as well, so that's all garbage. Let's proceed. Let's first plug in stuff. Parking sensors. And there you go. That's one. And there you go. That one is in. And it's no longer in. Oh! Snap! It's in. So this one is pretty good. Should line up better. I don't like that. It took me several hours of adjusting to get the lines and gaps properly. All of the lines on the fenders are flush now. And after like, I don't know, 5 hours, I am dead, tired, bored, annoyed. So this is the best it's going to get. To be honest, it looks pretty good now. All of the lines are lining up, so I just need to fasten down the bolts and throw in the fog lights, and we are done here. Thank God. So let's check if the stupid headlight washers are working. Yes, they are. Fog lights, 1 and 2. So the gap is actually pretty spot on. Looking good. And pretty perfect there as well. So that was my main goal, to get those gaps perfect. To me, the most important bit here, and the main reason why I hate painting anything in general, is color matching. And here I can say, looking at it in person, it looks absolutely spot on. The guy got it pretty good. We did test the side skirt first. He mixed up the color and repainted that first. We brought it back to the car. It was a pretty good match, so I told him go with the rest. And you have to keep in mind that's original paint, that's fresh paint, plus that's plastic, and above is metal. So there's always going to be some difference, but looking at it in person right now, I don't see any, so I'm very happy. So the rear bumper is finally done and it's looking pretty. Between the old one cracking, finding the replacement one, going to pick it up, having it painted, this is the thing that caused most of the delays. In fact, so much that it's end of the summer and I only have about 20 more days to drive this car before it goes to winter sleep. Let's hurry and put this back on the car, then the interior needs to be detailed, and the car is pretty much done. All right, so let the fun times begin. Lift. Okay, the shocks are in. So let's do the wiring. That one goes there. So that one is in, and that one is in as well. It's in for the most part. I just have to attach the trim and the sensors, but have a look at the gap and the color match, which is pretty spot on. And the car is shining like a bright diamond. I really love titanium silver on E38. One of the best colors for it. Don't break the clips. It's good. So, a bit of a problem. The parking sensor is kaput. So now I need to order a new parking sensor. Bastard. The bumper is back on. And do you know what I'm going to do now? Assemble the trim inside and go for a nice drive, because I haven't driven this car in a month, I think. So I'm not going to wash it now, but let's see that beading effect from the ceramic coating. Oh yes! That's what I'm talking about. That's amazing. That's ridiculously amazing. Let's do some vacuuming and cleaning, shall we? Just look at this thing. I cannot believe that this is the same car that I filmed here more than a year ago. That car was a third. This is not. It is a phenomenal looking car. Just look at that paint. This is a 20-year-old original factory paint. And it looks phenomenal. Of course it has its flaws, but for what it is, and given that this car traveled the whole world basically, it still looks freaking amazing. Oh yeah. And now the question that everybody has been asking me. How much did I spend on the restoration of this car? Well, sit back and get ready to be whizzed away. I have some notes here. I paid 2,300 euros for the car, and you must be thinking, snap, that is cheap. But hold on to your Vanos codes just yet. By the time I paid for the pre-purchase inspection, paperwork at local DMV or RTA as it's called in Dubai, transport from seller's house to port in Dubai, from Dubai to Bremerhaven, then German customs took their slice of the apple pie, and finally shipping from Bremerhaven to me in Frankfurt, we come to 5,127 European units. And that's it. One car in miserable condition landed in my yard. But that's when the real money spending begins. As you saw, if you follow the series, this car needed a ton of work, which equals to a lot of parts. I had no sponsor help with this car, so I was roasting my own shillings. I'm going to point out some bigger expenses and smaller ones like used parts, plastic bolts, trim, nuts, whatever else I had to buy from BMW and other places. I'm just going to bundle up in one big pile, otherwise this list is going to be 600 pages long. Here we go. The final math comes to 16,078, and that is a lot of shillings. Now, some of you might be surprised, some might not, but before you comment, oh, all BMWs are junk, and you turn off to watch Scotty something channel, some explaining is in order. Unlike some people who buy this car cheaply, I have common sense and I knew what I was getting into even before I bought this fine specimen. You buy a trash, neglect the car for a couple of thousand and expect to fix it on the budget and to be reliable? Yeah, that's not gonna happen. This was never a cheap car to begin with. It wasn't cheaply built, and if not mistaken, this was the most expensive BMW in the year 2000. Original MSRP of 94,333 euros, which counting for inflation comes just shy of 133,000 in today's yo-yos. You're not fixing that cheap broken car you bought for peanuts, but it's highly depreciated bucket of luxury. You have to keep that in mind. And 3, I didn't cut corners with this project. I only used OEM and OE parts and did a ton of preventative maintenance to make sure this car is sorted for years to come. I could have left a lot of things alone and wait for them to break and then fix them, or use cheap parts, but that's not how we roll here. Now I can take this 7 Series on a road trip across Europe and be confident it won't leave me stranded. And this big spike in maintenance is a culmination of neglect from its previous life, and for the next few years this car should just need regular maintenance, and that big spike will even out over time. That being said, this is still an old car and it'll never be 100% perfect. It will need maintenance to keep it like this, but it shouldn't require such big investments anytime soon. I am a big believer in preventative maintenance, and my E39 M5 is a testament to that. Within the first month of buying it, I spent around $7,000 in preventative maintenance, sorting stuff out, and for the next 3 years I've only done regular maintenance and enjoyed many trouble-free kilometers. Anyway, I'm sure many of you will ask how many hours of labor went into this project, and the truth is, I don't keep track of that simply because I don't care about it. This is something I love to do, and if one job takes me 3 hours and a professional can do it in 1, so be it. I'm not in a race against the clock. I love what I do and I'll take my time with it. It is worth mentioning, since I did all of the work myself, it will cost quite a lot more dinero if I hired a third party. Finalmente, what's next for this car? Well, you saw how much I have in it and it's time to cash out. New projects need to be bought and current ones financed, so this car will be going up for sale. It will be priced at 21,000 European bills. It's on the high side, but it's not unrealistically high. The price is backed by the condition of the car, and keep in mind this is a fully loaded facelift E38 750 IL, mechanically sorted, no rust, still wearing its factory paint, and that is a proper rarity. And you might find this odd, but this car is actually a solid investment. These models bottomed out in price a long time ago, and nice examples will only go up in value. This is already a classic BMW. They didn't make many facelift, well-cylinder, long wheelbase models, and you can bet they don't make them like this anymore. Now you just get an appliance with massive feet. Getting sidetracked. The point is, I can keep it for a very long time and still not lose money as it continues to gain value. Now I'm going to devour this fruit yogurt and move on to the next scene. With blueberries, of course. This is the life. Eating a yogurt cup in the back of my highly depreciated luxury BMW. So I was thinking what special to do with this car before it gets put away for winter and eventually sold, and I came up with something that's completely out of mine and this car's comfort zone, and that is to take it to the Nürburgring. Yes, this car has traveled the whole world, from Germany to Japan, Japan to Dubai, Dubai back to Germany, and now it's going to take a hot lap of the most famous track in the world. But let me be perfectly clear, I have zero track experience and this car is everything but track ready. So this is going to be a proper slow touristy lap, or what I call an honorary lap of the track. We have two main goals today. One, do not crash and do not end up in YouTube crash compilation. And two, have my picture taken by a professional on the track, looking really mean. All in all, it should be a fun day. We have about an hour-and-a-half drive to there, so let's head out. All right, boys and girls, we are at Nürburgring. And I don't know what I'm doing, so I have a friend Florian with me who's well, basically like a resident here with a seasonal pass. So he's gonna help me navigate the sharp turns of the Nürburgring and hopefully not crash. Good. That was a green light from that guy.
Put it on the orange dot and then...
See, I thought it was gonna kill flies today, but apparently this is to help with the card. Isn't that convenient? Like that? Like that? All right, that worked. So I'm not gonna lie, I'm nervous. I don't want to crash this nice car, so as I said, we're just gonna take it very easy and very touristy today. As you should when you drive a car like this. Oh yeah, that's the sunroof. Flying lap, I think. Yeah, let's leave it. So get ready for the... Oh, I overtaken someone.
Oh, nice.
Full power. There goes one. Brake. Good, he's gone. There's no one behind me. Oh yeah.
Oh, yes.
We are sailing now.
There's a van on the track. I can overtake that now.
Yes.
That would be a bit embarrassing if I didn't. There we go. Second of the day. This is probably weird for you, right?
Yes.
Driving this slow here. And then there's that.
All good.
Yeah, there's a bunch of cars behind me. There is some slight body roll. When I say a slight, a lot. Oh yeah. There we go. Yep, there's another behind me. Wow.
Great.
This dip here is very uncomfortable.
G-force, yeah.
Yeah, because you just go.
So stay right and then.
This is fun.
Looks fun, yeah.
Yeah. Would be more fun in a more sports car, but
But it's not too bad, to be honest.
it's not too bad, right?
Right.
Torque to pull me up. Oh, that was bad. See, I had no idea it was that sharp. Porsche behind me. And I am not in sport mode and the DSC is on. Jesus. This must be the longest lap of your life, right?
Could be, yes. Could be.
But most comfortable one.
Right, that's true.
So you gotta tell me when carousel comes up because I think I wanna drive on the outside because this car,
Outside?
yeah, because the car is so heavy at the front and low, I think I might scrape. That's here, right?
Yep.
So yeah, we're gonna go on the outside.
Then we have to wait for the photographs.
No, no wave. Like that. This is the carousel and we are going to take it on the outside.
Nice.
Smoothly done. It's gonna be a nice photo. Is this the YouTube corner?
Yes, the famous one.
And I'm alone. It's gonna be good for posing, right? As long as I don't crash. Yes. Hello, people. Feast on the magnificence.
Oh, be careful.
Ah, damn it, and I wanted to drift here. Broken down?
Yeah.
Some more cars behind me. It's embarrassing getting overtaken by a Focus. Holy, that's deep. This feels like it's taking forever. It was much faster in the Z3. Oh, you're right, that wasn't too bad. It was very slow, but it wasn't too bad.
And the last corner.
Last corner,
Yes.
and then I can punch it.
Yeah.
Ooh,
There you go.
there we go. And we survived.
Yes. Made it.
Not bad for someone who doesn't know what he's doing. Now we gotta see if I ruined my brakes. So how was that for you?
It was nice, man. It was comfortable. I can see all the people waving.
Yeah, exactly. Take it easy.
It was a pleasure with you.
Very nice. Thank you for navigating me in making sure I stay alive.
How was it for you?
It was good. It was fun. My second time driving, so really nice. Took it easy,
Yeah.
really easy.
No pressure.
Yeah, so that was the whole point. I think we have some nice pictures as well.
Yeah.
The engine still works. No check engine lights. The wheels didn't fall off, so that's all a bonus, I guess. Still steering as well. I'm gonna call that a success. We're back in the dojo. Nürburgring was a lot of fun, and next time I think I'll go back with the E46 and then I can be more brave and really give it the beans. Because if I crash that, nah, parts are cheap to fix it. Anyway, let's have a final looky-loo underneath this car. Yep. I've covered about 4,000 kilometers since all of the major work was done, so let's have a gander. I mean, slap me silly and call me Willie. BMW with no leaks. When was the last time you saw that? Unbelievable. And there's actually a very good reason for that. It's called everything was replaced. The oil pan is looking awesome, no oil leaks. Front of the engine, all of that is new. Belts, power steering pump, all of the lines. Transmission, that's drier than the sun. Suspension, all of that is tighter than my non-existing yoga pants. No leaks from the rear main seal. That is amazing. The cats, very expensive ones, are looking good. The diff, nice and dry. All of these bushings are in perfect shape. All of the ball joints. I mean, this car is just amazing from underneath. There's not even a tiny bit of speck of rust anywhere on it. That's the most amazing bit about it. And I also did a bunch of work off camera. For example, over these carriers for exhaust, the rubber, all of that was renewed here as well. Fender liners, pork chops, crankshaft sensors, these two here. I also did the engine mounts. They were already replaced at some point, but they used Febby, and Febby is not OEM for engine mounts, so I put in Lemforder, that's OEM. I also replaced MAFs, and I don't know, a bunch of other stuff. Steering box, because the thread on it was stripped, so I had to source a used one. And I did all of that off camera just to speed things up, because this was taking a very long time to get it to this point. But I'm just impressed. And now, cue the film. And here we are, at the end of the road with Project Dubai. I suppose some are wondering if all this effort was worth it, and for a normal person, probably not. But as you can gather, I'm not normal. I'm someone who's very passionate about these cars, and for me, it was definitely worth it. The damn thing looks stunning. Restored to its former glory, back to factory OEM condition as one unmistakably should be. I knew from day one it was going to take a massive amount of time, effort and money to get it sorted, but the main purpose about this car was to start this YouTube channel and share with all of you the neglected turds such as this one can be brought around. And this is just one of many classic BMWs that we're going to save on this channel. It's sale time now and there's no reason to be sad about that. I'm not. One fine example of the best looking 7 Series was saved. It's not my first E38 and it certainly won't be the last one, I can tell you that much. We'll see how the sale goes and I'll keep you posted in future videos and social media. I want to thank to all of you for watching this video, subscribing, commenting, all of that good stuff. This channel grew so much in 1 year and that's thanks to all of you. Next year is going to be a doozy. I'm going to try to go full-time in fixing junk and as a result bring you more content. I already have one new project cooking in the background. Spoiler alert, it has dead 12 cylinders, and once this one is sold, we'll go hunting for more. So stick around, spread the word, and subscribe if you like this type of content. Big thanks to all of my Patreons as well. See you next time.